and welcome to Crafting Unedited. I am Sierra, and today we are going to learn how to cut and weed small letters. Not just small letters that are thinner. They're not like bulky and thick. They're little tiny letters that you'd put on cups or name tags or really whatever you want. There's a million things that people use these tiny letters for, and it is the most complained about, is an easier way of saying it, task, because certain vinyls don't weed well, the letters come off, this, that, everything else known to man. So I'm going to show you my a couple of my different techniques that I use depending on the vinyl, the lettering, and how many I have to do. So let's get started. I didn't really have any small decals to make, so we're going to go with this is the best way to weed small letters. So what you're going to want to do is type up whatever you need to type up or use whatever image you want to use. Let's just pick one here. Something intricate, not that intricate, intricate, but still just one solid color. I don't want to do a bunch of colors. There's some interesting stuff on here. We can do this one. There we go. Insert. I have a Fenders and Vendors car show coming up soon, and this would be a fun decal. But I don't want it that big. I want it little teeny tiny bitty. So maybe 5. No. Let's go 4 wide. Whoa! I didn't want to delete it. Let's go 4 wide. There we go. So that's going to be pretty small, and then it's got all these little details on here that are going to be pretty difficult to get off. So decals are decals. You can make them as super intricate as you want or not. Lots of detail, little detail, multiple colors, not multiple colors. For vinyl, and if you're not using sublimation, good luck layering. I suck at it. But for words like this, the best thing you can do is go type up whatever you're going to type up. Go up here to your fonts. Scroll through and find which one you want. I will tell you that there are several that you want to stray away from with these types of projects. See this really skinny cursive-y thing here? As much as your Cricut machine wants to cut this, it's not going to if it's this tiny. I can promise you it won't do it. It will be a tragic mess, regardless of the setting that you use. Same with this guy and this guy. If you can go thin, like these, like I did, you can go maybe this thin, but I wouldn't go any thinner than like this, in all honesty. This one's a good one. This one's a good one. This is a good cursive font if that's what you want. Same with this one. You have to pay for that one. Don't recommend that. That's too skinny. Unless you're going bigger. The bigger the letters, the more chance you have of these working. But if you're going real small, they're not going to work very well. This is another good one if you want them thicker. There's just so many. And then this. So these, the outlined letters, they won't work with little tiny fonts. It might work with as small as I have it right now, but anything smaller it won't, because the outline is going to be way too thin for it to work, for the machine to actually cut it and not mess it all up. So just keep in mind, like as you're scrolling through your fonts, like, oh, that might be too thin. If you're thinking it might be too thin, chances are it's going to be too thin. Or if you do something like this, and then you cut it and you realize that it's not working, it's because it was too thin. Not because of the pressure settings, not because of this or that or anything else. It's because the font might be too thin. I did find that this script does actually work pretty well for tiny fonts. It's the Arita script. And I got it off of, where did I get that from? fontbundles.net. It's ERITTA. Sorry guys, I'm super tired today. Okay, so you just scroll through, you find what font you want, pick what you like. I have thousands in here, so we're not going to sit here and scroll through thousands of fonts. This is another fun one. Oh my goodness, I'm not even trying to say it right now. Too tired for that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just dive in to cutting. So you want to make sure that they're spaced out evenly, and that if it is a cursive font, you want to make sure that you have it kerned. So kerned, you click on your font here, and I forgot where it was. Sorry guys, I forgot where kerned. There it is. Over here. So this is where the fonts are already fonts with optimal spacing between each letter. You can select that if you'd like. It doesn't really matter to me because I always change it anyway. Kerned means that they're all evenly spaced together words. So if you have a cursive font, like, let's duplicate this so that I can show you. Copy, paste. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to choose a scripted font here. We'll go with this one, just because it's right there. And thank you. So you can see here, I'll make it bigger so that you can see that there's a line right here. This line is going to appear when you cut your letters. So to get rid of that, you need to weld your lettering together. Now, noted, big tip here. So we're going to undo that, and we're going to make it small again. Maybe. There we go. So if you just do this with as little as it is and you weld it, it's going to black out some of your, like the A here and the E's. Some of the E's, the A. There's no center of your A's because they were too close together. So undo that. Waiting. Did it undo? Yes. Okay, select it again. Make it big. Big. The reason why you want to make it big, because when you weld it together, the gap in the middle of the A and the E's is not big enough for it to say, hey, these two pieces don't need welded together, so let's weld them together. When you make it bigger, it creates a bigger space between the two. What would you call that? Innards? The inside of the A? I don't know what you would call it, but that's why. And then another thing that I just noticed is I don't like how you see here, you can see the tail of the W here. I don't like that, so I'm going to ungroup all of this to show you how to fix that. Ungroup to letters. Do not move all of the letters. Now design space is going to be ridiculous. While we wait for design space, I will have a drink of water. Come on. I hate when it does this. View, reload, see if that works. I hate doing reload sometimes because it will crash. And it'll go back to the very beginning of the saved project. Oy vey. Okay, so I'll get my image here in a second. Duplicate. Pick font. Use this one. Make big. Ungroup to letters. Now we have letters. So all I want to do is take the W and move it over just a smidge. Not too far, just a little smidge. And then I think the ALL over here, just a smidge. That's too far. I just don't want the other side, the tail of the other letters to be in the middle of my current letters. Yep. And then we're going to select it all and weld it. Now you see there's gaps where there should be gaps. There's no fills where there shouldn't be fills. So we're going to make this just as teeny tiny as the other one. There we go. I'm going to go get my image and then we're going to get on to cutting. I got some tips there too. There it is. Insert. Four. Okay, so we're going to go over to make it. I have the maker 3, so it's going to ask me if I want to do on a mat, without a mat, whatever. I want to do it for on a mat because they're so little. I don't know why it separated it into 3 mats. I don't want 3 mats. So we're going to go back. I think it's because it's 3 different colors of gray. 50 shades of gray. I want just black. Yes. Okay. Make it. Try that again. Sorry, guys. As you know, I don't edit out my whoopsies. I show you how to fix them. Okay, so we're going to bring this down here because I have 3 different strips of vinyl that I'm going to use for these. So I'm spacing these out because I have 3 separate pieces of vinyl that I will be using for these. Not one big, well, no. I'll use one big chunk. I lied. All right, make it. Continue. Make sure that your Cricut is connected. And you see all of these? Sticker paper, glitter, iron-on, premium iron-on, smart-on, iron-on, glitter, washi sheet. So normally you have like premium vinyl removable matte. That's another one that I really like. Smart vinyl removable, smart vinyl permanent. You don't want any type of vinyl setting for this. Just ignore all of that. You want washi sheet. Reason being is washi sheet is thinner than vinyl, but the pressure setting to default, you might have to change it depending on the thinness of your lettering. If it's thinner than what I have, you want it less. If it's a little thicker, then you want it more. This is going to be trial and error on whatever font you're using. I always leave it to default. If it doesn't work, I check it. I'll show you how to do this. I check it before I pull off my mat. I'll go back through and I'll push it through again. So that works really well. But washi sheet and then default pressure, you just need a fine point blade and your vinyl to be loaded, which mine is not. So we're going to hop on over to the camera and I'm going to show you what the rest of this looks like. Alrighty, so I said I would show you more than one way how to do this. So I'm going to show you with the rest of this guy here because I totally forgot. I was just in the zone. So we're going to cut this guy out. I got all of my little lettering here with no mistakes, no pull-ups. Looks great. Perfect. This guy, we're going to get a piece of, goodness, transfer tape. Words were hard there. Forgot what I was saying. Cricut transfer tape. We're going to put this like so. And we're just going to cover over it like so. this is called reverse weeding. So I've still got lots of pieces stuck in here that I did not weed. I just did the center or the outline and then this one. And then I remembered that I said that I would do the second another way. Oh, everything is so sticky this morning. Goodness. See, one part already came out for me. I didn't have to weed that part. And now your main image is already stuck, so you don't have to worry about that. So now you just go through and you pull off what you don't want. I like to take my scraps and stick them to a piece of sticky vinyl. It's just easier. So now you don't have to worry about pulling up the pieces that you don't want to pull up by accident. And it's already on the transfer tape, so you could put it back on the backing or whatever you like. There we go. I don't prefer this method. It does work very well. It avoids a lot of headache. But for me, it's so sticky. I think that the other method is faster. My weeding tweezers would have made this so much easier. Since I have this ring light, I'm not going to keep my light pad on because I can see both ways. There we go. Now I can use my mat so my hand doesn't stick to the vinyl or the transfer tape as much. I messed that part up. My weeding tool slid into part of the wing and messed up that part, but that's okay. These are just examples, but hey, maybe I'll still use it. I have vinyl all over me. Here's a fun one. Drop a comment with the weirdest place you have found vinyl and when. Like, was it funny? Was it bad? I found it in my hair, on my clothes, on my hands, on my feet, on my shoes, everywhere. Like, it is crazy. It just goes flying sometimes and you don't know where it goes. Alrighty, almost done. Fast forward if you'd like. I'm sorry. Or actually, I'll come back on when I'm finished. Alrighty, we are all done. Freshly weeded decal. There, all beautiful. I'm going to put it back on the backing after I remove my free weeded piece. As soon as it gets off of me. Like so. You don't want it to be on there like too strongly because you want them to be able to put it on wherever they're putting it on. This one I could totally see going on a car. I mean, you've got the rim here and then the wings. It's pretty sweet. These are just scraps. Just scraps. Video purposes only. All right, guys. So that, my friends, is how you weed small letters. This is the best way to weed small letters. You can use the same method that I used for this one, where you use your mat as a grip. Pull it off little by little. Be very, 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 very slow with it. Take your time. Or you can reverse weed it like I did here, where you put the transfer tape on top, pull it off, and then you remove all of your negatives. Both methods work really, really well. If you have a design that is more detailed than this, you want to use the reverse weeding for sure. Also, highly recommend a pair of weeding tweezers, which I think I need to buy a new pair of because I cannot find mine. And that's really all I got for you guys. I hope that this was a great video for you. I really do apologize for that really long delay on the Cricut cutting. That was my bad. I should have time-lapsed through that. But anyways, there were some good tips in there. If you did fast forward it through it, you missed some good tips. Anyways, until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.